Welcome to my video. These are my thoughts on Ash vs. Evil Dead, Season 3, Episode 7. This episode is called Twist and Shout, another episode I love. Spoilers for everything Evil Dead up to and including this episode, but not for anything after it. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be? Let's dive right in. So I think I'm going to start with just... I really love the performance, Dana De Lorenzo's performance as, you know, Kaya having possessed Kelly. You know, now that we get a little bit more time, it was sort of, yeah, we haven't seen that much of it until this episode. And yeah, it's like there's a lot of subtlety, there's a lot of little nice acting choices, much like when she was trying to hide that she was the Deadite from Pablo in Season 1 during that bit. You know, Kelly has always had this smirk. Right after she, in this episode, tells Brandy, you know, so she says something like, I'm going to help you deal with Ruby or something. You know, they're in the high school gymnasium. I think that's where the dance is being held. You know, the dance, yeah. And she does a twist on the smirk. You know, it's very similar to Kelly's normal smirk, but there's just a little bit of a sinister vibe to it. Just wonderful stuff. Yeah, I am always down for, you know, Ash fighting evil versions of himself. I guess this isn't evil Ash. I guess, is this toddler Ash grown up? Yeah, he needs a name. Ruby's Ash. Let's go with that. I don't know if... I guess it's because he is literally just a few days old. But he has this really naive quality to him, which I kind of love, mixed with the fact that he is, like, able to kill. You know, imagine if you did give, like, a little kid who's been raised by, you know, a demon queen. You know, imagine if you gave that kid the ability to kill adults. You know, I mean, as opposed to just, like, I don't know, bugs or something. But yeah, it's just he literally is like, you know, you shouldn't be smoking weed. I mean, I have to cut you up. So I guess he's, crap, there's a fly. I hope that's not too distracting. Yeah, I guess he's been watching, like, conservative television, you know, conservative media. Is like, I mean, you smoked a little bit of weed. I don't make the rules. I'm going to have to dismember you now. That's just how it goes, you know. They're not always in favor of dismemberment, but, yeah, brutal physical punishment for, you know, like, I'm not saying teenagers should necessarily be smoking weed, but, like, just tell them, you know, there's a time and a place for that, young man, and it's called college. Yeah, I have been on a early South Park kick recently. Yes, yeah, and when, you know, when Pablo finds Ruby's Ash, you know, Jefe, I know that word. You just called me boss. I'm fluent in Espanol. And I love that because Ash, the real Ash, is like not the most reliable at the best of times, you know, like Pablo doesn't even realize right away. He's just like, oh great, it's one of those. Ash is, you know, like, I mean, maybe maybe he just smoked a little bit of weed. You know, it's not the first time that Ash has had a weird underreaction to because, like, clearly Pablo is, like, you know, excited about something, and Ash isn't even like, what's going on? He's just like, I know that word. Just, yeah. Let's see. Then we have the what's it called? Yeah, and yeah. So apparently now, as El Brujo Especial, you know, Pablo, like, if a demon touches him, he gets a vision of them as a demon. And yeah, I thought the fight between the two of them was great. A lot of little, like, there's times where Ruby's Ash is so close to Pablo that using the chainsaw wouldn't really make sense, so he like punches or kicks him instead, you know, making it clear he still wants to hurt him, but also avoiding, like, because they don't want Ruby's Ash to kill Pablo. And just, you know, the fact that Pablo keeps taking hits, it hits, as it were, different than if he was constantly dodging the chainsaw and such. Let's see. Yeah. I do really appreciate it. It was very clever of Ruby to so yeah, she, you know, she texts Brandy, who apparently hasn't blocked her number yet. But the yeah, I don't know. I guess fair enough. There could be strategic, you know, utility in it. But yeah, yeah, she texts Brandy, you know, let's clear the air, which I guess is Kandarian demon for fill it with the stench of fresh blood. You know, let's meet at the dance. And yeah, you know, she has Ruby's Ash just cutting people, and it is this thing of like, yeah, for most of her life, Brandy, you know, I mean, I don't know how young she was when she first heard about Ashy Slashy, but it was only very recently that she learned, no, he was a good guy. He wasn't a serial killer, you know. So yeah, you know, poking at that and her seeing Ash as the, you know, and it was great, this thing of like, you know, like she sees Ruby's Ash thinking it's real Ash and a dead body, and you know, I forget exactly what he says or does, but she's like, you did this because, you know, of course she assumed he found someone that you know, Deadite or Kandarian demon or something killed. And then he's like, you know, the dress code was very specific. Those shoes, yeah, not in my dance school, you know, not at my school dance. And yeah, I gotta say, I kind of love goody two shoes. You know, the in Army of Darkness, he's like, oh, you're a goody two shoes. Ruby's Ash kind of is a goody two shoes, you know, and I'm here for it. It's amazing seeing him like these kind of ridiculous, excessive punishments for minor infractions. It makes it funnier than if he was just like, well, you know, it's a living. Ruby told me to go around slashing up people. No, he's like, are you seriously? Are those the shoes you brought? Oh my god. And let's see. You know, he's like, oh my dark one, are you serious about this? And let's see. Yeah, I like the bit near the end where, you know, part of his face is blown off. He's like, you missed me. And then the other shot does not miss at all. Let's see. Yeah, I think that might... Oh, yeah, it was really, really cool when he's going through the party and just, like, slashing people left and right. Some, you know, as per usual, some really great gore in this one. Let's see. It was also really cool when Ruby is stabbed and you see like guts hanging out and such. I guess that might cover the Ruby's Ash part. So yeah, I'm gonna shift gears briefly, or at least briefly. So yeah, at the start of the episode, you know, Brandy comes down the stairs and she's wearing a dress, and, you know, oh, sweetie, you look great. I'm not sure this is the time to play dress up. And she says the words, there's a dance at the school. Maybe, I don't know if we were supposed to be taking this. Maybe Ash has just been rubbing off on me. That's a horrible thought. But I will say, for like a second there, I was thinking like Ash, like, is she serious? Is this like a teenager thing of like, I can't miss a social event, you know? But no, she does have a plan, but just, yeah, wonderful that she's, because she could have opened with that. She could have said, Ruby's going to be at the dance if I go there, you know. But she starts with, so there's the dance, you know. It's giving like, could you give me a ride, because there's gonna be someone there that I'm super into, and like, you know, I'm hoping tonight's the big night. It's just, yeah, you know, teenage, yeah, getting really excited about some, you know, a crush or something. Let's see. I'm not saying it's exclusive to teenage girls, teenagers in general, and the yeah, you know, it is legitimately a clever plan. I like that Ash says, you know, let's see, I think he said, "We are rubber, you are glue," which I guess means that yeah, I think I basically understand what he's trying to convey there, but it's kind of funny to me that I mean, that's like a primary school insult comeback thing. So, you know, I'm rubber, you are glue. What bounces off of you, bounces off of me sticks to you. So, something like that, you know. But the let's see. I think that about covers that. So yeah, we have Pablo at the, you know, in the cellar. Yeah, I just realized, I guess Zoe didn't join at the school. Huh. But the, oh wait, was she like staying and protecting the yeah, she might have been protecting the rift, which does make a lot of sense because yeah, it's extremely dangerous. So and it's not like no one went to the school dance. But yeah, the you know, Pablo sees Kelly through the rift, which is also a clever little, because like I the yeah, let's see, Ruby didn't know that the, you know, the ghost beaters know where the rift is, so she didn't realize that, you know, there was a chance one of them could see. But yeah, you know, so he goes to the school, and you have the, you know, he's like, wait, how is Kelly back, you know? And the you know, and yeah, he says the you know, I never worked up the nerve to kiss you. And, you know, Kaya's like, I can use this, you know, let's change that, you know, let's make out. And, you know, not knowing that they already did, which was also, you know, it was kind of funny that they, you know, the kiss, and he's back to life, and he's like, where's that? And she's like, wow, okay. And the let's see, yeah, I guess that's resolving the will they, won't they. But yeah, you know, and so he knows that this can't be Kelly, but Kaya calls his bluff. You know, he's not. He does at the very end, you know, pull the trigger, but by then she's so close she can just knock the gun away. You know, yeah, it is difficult for him to just shoot her because she still looks and sounds, well, I guess at that point not sounds, but looks like Kelly. Let's see. And I guess Kaya, I mean, it's fair enough. She's been in the underworld for forever, so, but I guess she hasn't quite got the hang of aiming, or maybe it's plot armor. That's fine. And she doesn't know how many bullets are in a 6-shooter, apparently, because I'm pretty sure it was like full when they start. Yeah, he fires one bullet that, you know, she knocks the gun away, then she fires the remaining 5, and then still expects there to be more bullets after that. That's a decent use of the fact that, yeah, she's not really used to the, you know, she understands the concept that, okay, you point that thing at other people and pull that trigger. You know, she saw him do that before she started using it, so yeah, but she doesn't know how many bullets, and she, you know, yeah, I feel like at that range, you know, the fact that she misses with every single bullet, I feel like is her just not, yeah, not having, you know, not knowing how this stuff. And I'm not saying that's like a plot hole or something. I've never fired a gun myself because I don't live in America, but the does that sound like I'm super into the idea of firing a gun? I'm not. I'm just, the joke, the punchline is supposed to be that everyone in America who's over the age of 18 has fired a gun. I don't know. I don't know if it landed, but yes, I hear that, aiming is not as easy as some movies and video games make it look like. It does take practice before you. It's yeah. Let's see, the entire bit at the school dance, with someone who, I guess technically hasn't personally attended the school, but is adjacent. There's there's this kind of supernatural power involved, and they're going around, the character whose name is in the title is going around killing a bunch of high schoolers at the dance. And at one point, like, let's see, Ruby like uses her telekinetic powers to like close the doors, preventing some people from going through the doors. So yeah, this is very much inspired, very much a tribute to the Stephen King novel that was made into a Brian De Palma film, starting with the letter C. I guess you could say they got carried away. And let's see, I think that more or less, right, yeah, I like, Ruby, when Ruby's Ash is like coming out of the cocoon, and she's like, well, the chainsaw, I mean, he's a grower, not a shower, what do you want? So, he has to cut the hand off. He's like, oh, mommy, it hurts. Is this ever going to stop? And she's like, don't worry about it. It'll scab over. Yeah, that's one parenting technique, I guess. That's not quite like helicopter parent. That's, yeah. Let's see. And I think that might just about, right, yeah, I really like the moment with, when they agree on the plan, and then he's like, that's what a cool daddy-o would do, right? And he has this little smile, like, so yeah, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes we forget that, no, like, Bruce Campbell, under the right circumstances, he can act. There is, it's just, there's so many roles where, like, he's doing the bravado and charisma thing to such an extent that it's, it can come across as if that's what he is, that's all he's capable of. No, he legitimately, there are things that he, and just this little smile of like, wasn't expecting to be a dad, didn't plan on it, but now that I am, I do want to be a good dad. I want my daughter to be happy and to like me as a person. That was a great little moment. I love the tension of the confrontation when she has mistaken Ruby's Ash for real Ash, and they really do a great job, because like, Ruby's Ash like steps out, and then he's like, that's real Ash, and he ducks out completely. And then when real Ash comes in, and they do a great job illustrating this with the camera angles. Yeah, like, how is Brandy supposed to be able to tell visually? And then when he comes up, he's like, Ruby, I'm gonna kill you. Not exactly that, but that is the vibe. So yeah. And that was also a nice little bit of like the thing of, when they're talking. That was also a great little, she's like, okay, let's have a moment of silence. And I guess the kids at the dance were really like, oh, a moment, yeah, sure, we can do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then they start dancing and you know, playing loud music again. But yeah, you know, she's like, okay, can we talk somewhere? They go, you know, and I love the little moment of like, you know, yeah, Randy's like, I don't think, you know, no, I want to be surrounded by people so you can't do anything. And Kelly's like, don't worry, I'm not leaving your side, something like that, you know. Which just like, I haven't played Among Us, but I have heard that there are times where you might, you know, if you're alone with one other player, you might be like, ooh, is this, you know, is this the holy crap, infiltrator? I feel like that's not the right word. Encroacher, maybe. Anyway, you know, but yeah, I've talked to this, you know, there's a physical therapist that I got treated by a while ago, and he was talking about, you know, oh, you know, if there's two of them, you think, okay, we're safe because he's not going to kill both of us, and then it turns out both of them were, you know, infiltrators, encroachers. So, yeah, that was kind of that was. I'm guessing that's what that feels like to be playing that and be, yeah. But yeah, you know, no, Ash was right about some things. There is a war, and she's like, oh, please tell me you're not a demon. I'm not, but Ash is, and yeah, she points out Ash was the one who opened the book. He, you know, and yeah, brought it to this town is not quite accurate, but Brandy doesn't know that. How could she? You know, we know that because we've been watching the show, but yeah, I mean, Ash shows up, Deadites show up, because we got to remember, from what I recall, in season 2, no one really, it wasn't public that there were Deadites in Elk Grove until Ash had already made his reintroduction. You know, he shows up, the sheriff does his little spiel about, oh, see, the serial killer's back. I told you this guy was dangerous. And not long after, there's Deadite stuff going on. So yeah, it would seem as though Ash is the one, you know, yeah, where he goes, hell will follow. And I think that might more or less, yeah, Brandy waking up in the, I guess for now I'll be calling it the Hell Dimension. Yeah, I didn't see that coming, and that is a great, because like we've seen characters die on the show, but you know, yeah, usually when a Deadite kills someone, it's not the dagger. You know, not everybody goes, as far as I can tell, not everybody goes to the Hell Dimension. Maybe I should be calling it the Dagger Dimension just to, you know. But yeah, so Brandy's there and Kelly's there, and that's also really cool. We haven't really seen it in this, you know, in the show or the movies, and yeah, I mean there is. Let's see. Yeah, it's a cool concept that I look forward to seeing them explore more in future episodes. Yeah, you know, it's a different kind of danger. We've seen people in just like regular physical danger a lot up to this point. We've seen characters, major characters die, characters that seem like, oh, they're going to be in the rest of the show. Like, I think I might have said it at the time when I did the video on, but like seeing Amanda die, I was like, oh, I thought she was going to be in the entire show, you know. So yeah, it's really cool throwing this twist on it, because at this point, it's not clear if you can return from there, and certainly the exact rules have not been explained yet. That's something I really, you know, I'm really looking forward to. It'll probably, it won't be until next week, but I'm really looking forward to finding out. You know, I feel like they're probably not going to introduce it if there's nothing that can be done to leave the Dagger Dimension. But yeah, I don't know how it works, and yeah, it's a really cool, different, yeah. Right. It was also, it was sweet when, you know, she's about to stab him. That part wasn't sweet. I've seen the hallmarkier moments than that, but the flashbacks, and you know, she just can't bring herself to do it, because they have had some nice moments together. And let's see. So yes, IMDb trivia. Bruce Campbell had a body double for his nude scene. The episode shares its title with a song recorded by the Isley Brothers in 1962, later covered by the Beatles. And yeah, someone else pointed out, Evil Ash killing high school students at the dance was inspired by the climax of Carrie. I think that might be what I have to say about this one. I feel like there was one more thing. Let's see. Right, I kind of like that the high school students, there's this, like, they see, Ruby's Ash thinking it's real Ash, and they're still calling him Ashy Slashy, but they're like, you're so corny, old man who owns a hardware store. I mean, in some ways, I kind of pity Ash. Like, whether people think he's a serial killer or that he's just, something that benign, there's still, like, yeah, there's people who just really don't think that he's that cool. Right, I like the element of what's it? I mean, it wasn't a sheriff, because I guess it was a deputy or something like that. Thinking, oh, he's dangerous because yeah, he's been told Ashy Slashy has now started kidnapping small children, threatening to hit them. With this very old school, like, he's like, I oughta hurt you. Let's see. Yeah, that might be all that. Oh, right. I quite like the intercutting of the dancing and the bloodshed when Ash is killing the weed smokers. So they found his stash, and yeah, one of them is like, it's this thing is ancient, and the other one was like, still works.